this is Amy Brown. Welcome to Nerdy For, the podcast where I find out what cool and fun people are nerdy for. And I have a special friend in my costume chamber today. I have Emily Holden. Emily Holden is here. She wore pink. She wore pink to match my backdrop of my bookcase and my pottery. And I really thank you for that. You look so cute.
Thank you. So do you.
Oh, thank you.
You always look cute.
This whole thing. Emily is a stand-up comedian in Atlanta. She is also a mom. Our friend Heather calls those people mom medians.
Yes.
And stay-at-home alcoholics.
also that. I thought I was promised booze on this podcast.
Yeah, well, we do have some. I can go get you some champagne if you want.
Nice 12:30 p.m. cocktail.
It's 12:30 somewhere.
Exactly.
Wait, that's not the same.
I don't think that's the same.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Yeah.
And then you are from Louisville?
Louisville.
You
got it as monosyllabic as possible.
Louisville. That's near Baltimore.
We got a Versailles, Kentucky. It's not pronounced Versailles, it's Versailles.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, there's not a Buena Vista in North Carolina.
Yeah.
Buena Vista.
I
know what? I don't know how to say things either, so I don't have a leg to stand on and making fun of Southern people and the way they pronounce things.
What's your hometown?
I'm from upstate New York,
right?
And on a dirt road, and they're up there. We don't have T's in the middle of our words, so it's mountain, but my husband's name is supposed to be Kenton. It's Kenton. When's Kenton?
It kind of sounds cluelessy.
Oh, like a Valley girl?
Yeah. Remember, she had the crush. What was his name? Rolling with the homies.
Elton.
Yeah.
Rolling with the homies. Yes. That is Clueless is a remake of Emma.
Yes,
the story.
Jane Austen.
Jane Austen.
Lovely.
And I have a fantasy where, because you like costumes, I should say. You like costumes.
Yes.
You dress up.
You dress up
as Mrs. Claus.
I do. It keeps me young.
And that you get paid to do it.
I do.
And it's not on OnlyFans, and it's not on
not yet
Pornhub.
Not yet. You never know.
I bet there's a niche audience that wants some horny Mrs. Claus content out there.
I will say one set I did at Alley Stage over the holidays was it was a pretty horned up Miss Claus.
Yeah,
it
was. I bet people enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was very different than when I'm doing it on the City of Decatur Square and taking pictures
with Santa and helping you lift up the kids and stick them on Santa's lap.
I do. I even did it with pets.
Oh, has either of them bitten you or peed on you? Because it could go either way.
But my friend that's a dog trainer warned me. He was like, dogs don't
like to be picked up, little ones.
They are going to poop. Can I cuss? I can't remember.
Yes, you can.
They're going to shit on you. They're going to pee on you. None of that happened. But it was the most interesting thing was somebody brought their cat, right? And they had their baby. They didn't even want a picture of Santa with the baby. They just cared about the cat. And I'm like, this is why I feel more Gen X than millennial, right? Because I'm on the cusp.
Yeah.
I'm elder millennial or whatever, right? But when I saw, I was like, oh my God, millennials, you know?
They're
I was like, don't you want one with your daughter? They're like, no, it's okay.
The best Santa with a child on the lap picture was taken by my friend because her son cannot get farther away from Santa Claus.
Oh, yeah.
He's like,
oh, yeah.
What is this? And I was like, yeah, that kid's not going to get bad touched.
Nope.
That kid has good instincts.
It's kind of creepy.
And he's doing you can tell the parents will smile, and he's smiling through gritted teeth, in absolute terror.
Yeah. It's a thing for sure.
But do you ever
it is so fun.
Does your husband want you to come home and keep the costume on?
Did you watch Bad Secrets?
Did you watch Bad Santa?
Oh yeah, I forgot about Bad Santa. He has not asked me to do that, but
no stocking stuff her.
Oh, I like it. I like it. Here's the thing about me with costumes. Even with being too honest here, even with lingerie, he laughs because he's like, you always look hilarious. Like
that's a great thing to tell your
it
significant other.
really builds up your self-esteem. So that's why I tear him down on stage. So it's mutual love for each other.
I start giggling the moment my husband starts talking about anything romantic.
Do you?
I guess it makes me so uncomfortable. I'm like, oh my God, what you're gonna do? No.
Right.
Okay, then like I finally relax and I can have fun. But the whole time I'm like, no,
you're right.
This is it tickles.
Yeah, sometimes I feel like, because we've been married for, I don't know, 14, 15 years and together another 4. And I feel like it almost feels like we're dating again, but not in a sweet way, where it's like,
aggressive.
or like, I forgot I liked you. Like there's a lot of that.
Yes.
Like, I forgot how fun you were.
You have a 7-year-old and a 12-year-old. Have they ever gone to camp at the same time?
This summer's the first
time.
Yay!
Get ready, because you're like, oh my God, I haven't looked into your spouse's eyes for so long, and like it just gets really romantic all of a sudden.
I like
it. It's a really good that's good. I still like you, because these kids are going to go to college,
right?
And it's just going to be you.
Yeah, thank God for comedy, right?
Yes, and comedy, right? Just to do that, but it's good to have a partner that you like. Still.
I do. I dog Blair on stage a lot.
Is it because he has a girl's name?
I know, poor thing. I know. I said, so we live in Decatur, right? And so I used to own a business before I did stand up, and I would always like say my partner Blair, because I'm like, hey, if this is going to get me more business, because they think I'm a lesbian married to someone.
Yeah, Decatur.
I will do anything for a sales transaction.
It's Lesbian Awareness Week.
I think every week is, Amy.
When I'm on stage, it is, because I give away hats to lesbians, because they have to make women happy, and that looks really hard.
I think I kind of I'm not a lesbian, but I have that vibe sometimes. Like I was at a wedding this weekend, and the brides has some really good friends that are all lesbians, and they told me, they're like, we used to think that you were. And I'm like, well, you used to watch me do improv, and I'd have like tennis shoes on, and I'd be with a bunch of dudes, you know? Yeah. So, but now I'm coming into my
yeah, you're a little girly.
Makeup era.
This happens when you get older.
I know.
I used to never.
Are you calling me old, Amy?
Sorry, no, but I know what's happening. We're not getting younger.
Yeah.
And I started drawing my eyebrows in. That happened during the pandemic on those Zoom calls.
Yes.
And then I've started wearing liquid eyeliner, because it's more, and then more matte. Like I'm starting wearing makeup more than I ever have in my life. And I'm like, I just want to remember I'm a girl before I'm in the dirt, I guess.
Yeah. And I think there's so many years when your kids are like, I'm just over that hump of like
little kids,
intense, and we had pandemic years of we started the pandemic with a 3-year-old.
Oh, dude.
So it was like I didn't know what I looked like. I really didn't. When I started stand up, I was like, I don't know how to dress. I don't know what to wear. I don't know how to be. I don't know how to brush my hair anymore.
Yeah, I came out. I couldn't talk to people.
Right.
I had forgotten how to do small talk. I met someone.
And you love talking.
And I love talking.
Which is crazy.
And I met someone who was kind of a celebrity for me anyway.
Yeah.
And I totally was like autistic-y. I could not string 2 sentences together that made any sense.
Right.
And I was like, oh God, I hope he doesn't remember that.
No.
All right. So, okay. This is Claus energy. So wait, do you dress up as anybody else?
Okay, so here's the thing. I mean, I've always loved Halloween. I've always I did theater as a kid. I did a lot of theater as a kid. Like the first play I did in 4th grade, I got cast as the Widow Douglas in Tom Sawyer. So I was playing an old lady. And
is Tom Sawyer the one where they just go real hard into the N-word the whole time?
I mean, a lot of old.
Not our play version. We did it in children's theater in Kentucky.
Children's theater. They're like.
I mean, Tom Sawyer, all Huck Finn. I mean, all of it is.
Yeah.
They don't. I don't think we did that.
Because I think that
they all do.
I think that is the one where there's a character named N-word Jim.
N-word Jim, yeah.
Which I'm sure.
Yeah, we did not.
changed.
Yes, very much so. And I did not play Jim.
I
did not put me in blackface in Kentucky.
Oh my gosh.
No, I played a old lady, but I ended up getting typecast in 4th grade.
It's a little early to get pigeonholed.
Okay, so the following year, I played the mayor's wife in The Music Man.
Yes.
Also an old ukulele
And you're like, how tall are you?
I am 5'3" and 3/4.
5'3", so you're going to play like the adult.
No. I'm closer to 5'4".
Oh, okay.
What are you, like 5'5"?
I'm 5'3".
Oh, you're 5'3"?
I'm 5'2" and 3/4 because I've started shrinking already.
That's so young to start shrinking.
Thank you.
Yeah, we gotta go get some whole milk in us. That's why my grandma lived to like 90 because of all. She swears it's the whole.
She
milk.
drank whole milk.
Whole milk. Yeah.
Well, that's calcium. As long as you don't get diarrhea.
Yeah. So costumes. So I've always loved characters. I always have loved Halloween, like to the.
Like decorating are you giving away whole candy bars?
I mean, I love candy, but I mean the dressing up.
The dressing up
like
part. Making your own costume.
Have to make it.
Do
not buy costumes.
I will get costumes that are pre-made, but then doctor them. Like I think I need the base from this costume and the cape from this other one.
Yes,
and then get the hot glue gun out.
Costumes than on
regular clothes. High five.
Same. Have you always liked costumes the same way?
I would just obsess about my prom dress, and I was in 7th grade. I'm like, when is my one
you
day?
Went to prom in 7th grade.
No,
they do things early
up
in northern
I was
New York.
planning ahead. I had designing, I was making drawings about it. I was like, one day I'll get to go to a ball and wear a dress.
Design. I mean, you were interior. I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, I'm trying to design.
Did you tell
something.
all these stories to your horses?
I did. I'd ride my horses in the country, and I would sing musicals. I would make up while we're just walking in the country by myself on my horse, singing musicals to them, and then
walking children's book.
Yeah, or just a psycho.
I mean, a lot of times the Venn diagram is.
There's a lot of voices in my head. Luckily, it's less crazy when you're doing it to a horse. But then I would come across, there'd be during deer hunting season, there'd be a hunter up in a perch, and I'd be like, "Hi, see you later." La 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 la.
Love it. See, I never was like the. I didn't picture prom. I wasn't like Prince. I was more like I like to dress as. I feel like I'm a female incel a little bit.
A female incel. This is the first. Okay.
Okay. And so I haven't written about this on stage, but I need to.
I think we need to talk about what an incel is because some people don't know what that is.
So, let's get Joel's version.
Let those people live blissfully with not knowing what an incel is. The word incel stands for involuntarily celibate. It's just shitty dudes that don't have a personality and think that they should be getting laid on the fact that they're alive and not actually trying to.
It presents as aggressive people online, leaving misogynistic posts, comments on videos of any women out there.
I sum it up as like men can. They reject women before they can get rejected themselves a little bit.
I mean, I think
there's some self-esteem issues.
Incels are more toxic because
true.
Because they think that they should just be getting laid, or getting things just because the fact that they are men.
Okay, so maybe I'm not a female. No,
a lot of the people that they're listening to talking points of are like, we need to go back to the olden days, like when women couldn't have bank accounts without a man.
Oh, right.
There was we didn't have no fault divorce and stuff like that.
Gosh.
That's what these people like, is because then they're like, I didn't have to know how to do anything. I could just get a wife and she had to take care of everything, and then I could cheat on her and do whatever I wanted, and she legally couldn't leave me. So the incels, because there are people that, yes, I'm sure part of it is self-esteem stuff. Okay. But a lot of incels.
Which podcasts are they listening to?
They listen to Joe Rogan.
I was about to say Joe
No.
Rogan.
Joe Rogan's not a great. And then there's a lot of other ones, like there's a guy named Andrew Tate, and other people that are just weird. And also the weird ones where they're like guys, they're like, oh, I'll tell you how to get a woman, and you're just like, you actually don't have one though, and you're not good at it,
right?
And it's just neg a woman, do all this, don't treat her like a person, you're an alpha.
Yeah.
And then most of the guys just don't want to admit they're gay. Because Andrew Tate said something like...
I heard everyone's gay now. That's the
oh my gosh, I had this conversation with my parents.
Yeah, everyone's gay.
They had a New York Times article, and it had women who are straight, men who are straight, women who are only gay, men who are only gay, and then bi was this huge bar in the center that was huge.
And it's like everybody's got a percentage, right?
Because there's the thing called the Kinsey scale.
I saw that movie.
I love that movie.
Yeah, that was a good one. The wife was like, I think I'd like to take a lover. And it's like a 25-year-old guy in the back like, okay, thanks. He's like, oh, yeah, we could do it.
Oh, my gosh.
So she had to hose him off before she made love to that. He was so young.
Okay, so I'm not an incel. Sometimes I like to wear costumes that make me unattractive.
Oh.
Right? So that's what I meant.
So you got a shapeshifter.
Well, no, it's more like, I think when I was younger, it was like, I didn't think of myself as sexy. Like I think of myself as cute, but like, so I could never pull off
Jessica Rabbit.
I could never do a sexy Halloween costume, right?
Out in the world, right?
Because I wasn't. So it was easier to dress funny.
Yeah, it was more fun.
And then it's like I'm rejecting them before they can reject me.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I hear you.
But now I'm like, I'm sexy.
Yes, you are.
So
and I mean, there's also like it's way more fun to be funny. Like I like to
so much fun.
It's so much fun to be funny.
I dressed up as, this is so old school, as Snyder from One Day at a Time. If you remember that TV show from the 70s.
What? That's very esoteric.
So random, right? He was the super for the building. This is like Valerie Bertinelli. Like it's so 70s. He was, he had like.
That's a pretty funny outfit though.
It was, so I had this like thick mustache. I like made my eyebrows, right? I like, rolled up a shirt with cigarettes. And then this is when I lived in DC.
How old were you?
I was like 23. I went out, got.
How much puss did you crush?
I didn't, nothing. I got mad halfway through the night.
Oh, no.
Because I was like,
Are you
nobody's buying me a drink. So I pulled my mustache off.
Nobody loves this Snyder outfit. They're not really appreciating this.
My good friend, he turned me, he goes, I've never seen you look less attractive than you look right now. Yeah. I was like, thank you.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know, but there's just something.
Well, if you're going out to get someone to buy you a drink, you might have to dress a little sexy.
Right, exactly. But I dressed as Seven, the comedian. Do you know Seven?
The one from
Atlanta.
There's a comedian named Seven? Yeah. I did not know that. I thought it was...
He just had his own festival at Dynamic El Dorado.
Oh yeah, Seven
Fest.
I thought Seven was the character on that TV show where there's a monster that comes from the other, and...
You're probably right. No. I don't know. Anyway, Seven cusses his set. He just says the F word over and over.
Okay.
He wears like a cowboy hat.
Okay.
When you actually listen to his content, he's really funny, but it's shocking because he just says.
Is he named Seven, or did he bestow upon himself this name?
He renames himself in every town he's in. That's what I've heard.
Is he a drifter? Is he going from town to town?
No. You're going to have to look him up.
Okay.
He had this festival after his namesake a couple weeks ago at Dynamic on Edgewood. And so there were 40 comics booked.
Oh, that's too many for one night.
Right. And then there were rap battles going on outside.
Oh, my God.
So the funny thing was the comic inside performing would be like, I just want to be outside with my friends. Because that's where all the like craziness was happening with the rap battle. So it was like the most, all the, 20-something, they've all said like this was like their favorite night of their life.
Was they have so much fun? Was Carter Deems there rap battling?
I don't think Carter went. Peyton Johnson won the ultimate rap battle, which was fun because it's been against all guys,
Oh, wow.
I think she was the only woman that went. But I dressed up as him for my set. So he wears like a cowboy hat and crazy, and I came out and I like did my material but his cadence, and it was so much fun. It was so much fun.
Yeah.
So I like to kind of, I like to go there. Why not?
Yeah, go there. YOLO.
There. Yeah.
Right. Well, our hips still work.
Exactly.
Jesus. Okay.
Exactly.
So I have some topics I want to talk about today. God gave me a gift today. I was driving.
Oh boy.
To this morning, I saw it's April 30th today. We're recording on April 30th. I saw a Christmas tree on the side of the road in front of someone's house to be picked up by the city.
Wow.
A Christmas tree.
How like dried out and dead was it?
It was beyond brown. It was now turning to a shade of red again. That's how dead it was. So it was getting
the cycle is starting.
It was coming back into festive. Yeah, it was so brittle. And I was like, okay, this was in Buckhead. This was in a fancy neighborhood.
Okay, this is what my first question was going to be. Does the house match that the tree would be there?
No, perfectly manicured yard.
Okay. This is fascinating.
Beautiful Buckhead home.
Okay.
And then my brain was like, what's going on inside there?
Yeah.
What? Okay. There could be a divorce, or someone is and it's been abandoned since Christmas. Like they never found the body since Christmas. No, I think there might be just like someone that's like a little bit of a hoarder inside.
Sure.
And
rich people can be hoarders.
Rich people can do things too.
Right. You have powers, Amy.
Yeah. We got to really worry about the rich people and their rights here.
Yeah.
That's the one social class that isn't getting looked at enough for their rights.
Right.
There was a hoarder on our street, and when we lived in Colorado, and she was 1,000 years old. She weighed 85 pounds.
Bitch.
She would open her door, and she couldn't move real fast. She was moving real slow. 4 to 7 teeth total. She's moving real slow.
That's a lot.
Yes,
it is.
And every time
the only thing she doesn't have a lot of is teeth.
Yeah. Every time she opened her door, cats flew out. Help! They would fly out, and she'd do a little walk around our neighborhood. We lived in a circle, and she'd do her little walk. And she'd be like get nervous if dogs got near her because it might knock her over. And when she went to a home, and our friend is a real estate agent, and she's like, Amy, you're not gonna believe what the house was like. Like that lady couldn't fall in her home because she would be she'd be propped up by all it was newspapers. It's always newspapers and magazines.
My grandpa.
Do you have that? Like the grandpa? Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, he's passed, but they had a lot.
Did you have to go to their house and clean it out, or did your parents?
Yeah, like multiple like storage units, and my grandmother's still alive, but it's a lot. We actually I found a wallet that wasn't either of theirs.
He stole a wallet.
I should be talking about this. I don't think it was stolen. I don't know.
Sticky fingers. Grandpa's got sticky fingers.
I don't know.
People's ID in it, or
it was a woman's ID, and I was like, what? I was thinking about the Schumachers from Dirty Dancing. Remember the little old couple that
they stole things?
And I don't think that's my papa.
Maybe he had a girlfriend, and this was her wallet, and then he had to get rid of the body.
Dad, don't listen to this.
I know after like all these DNA testing coming back, and everyone has all these different families all over the world. Yeah. Anything's possible. There was in my village I grew up in, there was this house. I love
that she says village.
Yeah, it was really little. It was on a dirt road. It was actually the village over. It was in Avon. And there was these two brothers that lived together, and they were hoarders.
Yeah.
And they had the stacks of papers in the basement, and one of them went downstairs to light the furnace.
Oh, no.
And he was wearing, it was old-fashioned times, he was wearing a gown.
Yeah.
Like
Ebenezer Scrooge.
Scrooge.
But they're crunchy. They're like crunchy material. Oh,
and he caught on fire, and then the papers caught on fire, and then he died in his basement hoarding sitch. And then I would go over to
the brother.
I don't know what happened to the brother, but I would go over to this house who had it'd been renovated, and a family had moved in, and we'd babysit, and we'd open up the cellar door. That's what it was. It wasn't a real basement.
Yeah.
And and it was all stones down there, and I was like,
oh my gosh.
Do you think Marxism was right, where your belongings own you instead of you owning your belongings?
My children own me, so I don't.
Your children own you. Preach. When the kids ain't happy, ain't no one happy. They say it's like when the mom's not happy.
No, it's the kids.
No, it's when the kids aren't happy, then everyone's like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
Every time I produce this show, you just make me
not want to have kids more.
Yeah, more reinforced in my idea that I'm not going to have kids.
You know what? I think every time I get introduced on stage, if the comic is younger than me, they're like, the person that makes me never want to have children. And I'm like, it's an act to actually love my kids. But like, here's the thing: nobody would be entertained if I got up on stage and was like, my children are the absolute best. She's so smart. She can do anything. They're magnificent. No, they're geniuses, only dumber. That's what my sister says about my nephew.
The genius is only dumber.
It's good.
That's a good line. That's a good line. Yeah. I'm happy to dole out some free birth control for you whenever you need it, Joel. You give me a phone call.
I just don't want to care. I just don't, listen, I'm already pretty selfish.
And once you're set in your ways in that, like that's
I love my niece. She's great. But then when she gets to the point where she's like annoying, I'm just like, will you go back to your parents? I'm going to go home or just go down in the spare room and close the door. And
well, I do things like that with my children.
Yeah. But see, I can just do that for months at a time.
That's true.
If I had children, I would go to prison for child
neglect. You would go to DFAC.
Yeah, I hear you. Okay.
So the tree... Okay, this is funny because the first house that I lived in Atlanta when I moved here, I lived with some friends, and the next door neighbors got in a fight, I'm assuming, and I think they ended up divorced, but neither of them would put the pumpkin away. And so they were having like a
Texas
standoff about the pumpkin.
Dude.
So the following fall, their entire front yard was pumpkins.
Oh, because it germinated.
It had right.
Oh, yeah. There's the neighbors in our backyard. We were looking at
neighbors in your backyard.
We have neighbors, our properties touch.
Right.
And our territories. And
is this Handmaid's Tale?
They have pumpkins out there for months and months and months, and it was still looking like a pumpkin.
Yeah.
And if you carve it, it turns fuzzy, but it was just a regular pumpkin. Months and months. It's just like, okay, the pumpkins are still there. It's February.
No, they're just doing it.
They're just doing it. I think that can happen too with a couple where it's like you can tell the marriage is fractured if like they're both kind of refusing to pick up after themselves or one another.
Right.
Or whatever.
Right.
I'm lucky. I got married to a very tidy person.
Ditto. So does that mean you're untidy?
I come from messy people.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out a funny name for what that is. Sticky people.
Oh, I love that.
So I'm trying to I grew up in a home where the peanut butter never had the lid on it. Like it just had a knife sticking out of it, and it was on the counter at all times.
Oh my gosh.
And then the handle to the refrigerator was always sticky with something.
But were both your mom and dad?
My mom would come home and clean up, but she was full-time working. They're both full-time working. So there wasn't a lot of time to be tidy. And then we also lived on a farm. So there's all the hair from the animals.
It's like being on the beach all the time.
Right.
There's just stuff.
Yes, there's a dirt road. So there's dust balls flying through. And my husband is very he's very tidy.
And okay, so have you felt like he's gotten tidier as he's aged? I'm asking for personal reasons because my husband keeps getting tidier.
Is he getting tidier and tidier? That might be a symptom. Every day. It might be a symptom of him not feeling out of control in another part of his life.
That's what I feel too.
And he's like, at least I can keep the vacuum.
It all started during the pandemic where it increased. And I have girlfriends that are like, oh, boo-hoo.
This is his eating disorder.
Yes. Why can't he just think he's fat like women do,
it's
right?
It's a cleaning disorder.
Well, I'm also it's also getting out of dealing with kid issues at night. Like if somebody's...
those are his tasks he can do?
Well,
and feel like he's helping?
Vacuuming... It's not helping. It's co-parenting. Okay. But my thing is hey, I'd like to vacuum.
You go put the kids to bed.
And not have... And do a task that involves no thinking.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
It's like unloading the dishes. The task that involves thinking is find the shirt that has to be worn for the school play Friday that nobody can find.
Yes.
And so that's my thing.
The skilled labor.
I'm 20% less vacuuming.
There's a book I read about child rearing, and it's called All Joy, No Fun. And they did research on people.
I love
people
this.
would rather clean than take care of children. You have to pay cleaning people more than you pay. No one wants to take care of children.
Right.
Even the parents.
Especially the parents.
It's emotional. It's exhausting. Blah, 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 blah. And so it sounds like he's tapping out.
I mean, that's kind of, I think you hit the nail on the head in that it's pandemic, it was this is a way to feel control. We'd also just moved. We had renovated our house.
Yeah.
We had been out of our house. A tree hit our house. We had renovated. We were back in, and then the pandemic started. So I think it was like this like pride that we had in our
A beautiful new house.
a beautiful
Yes.
right. But
keep it nice before the kids ruin it.
But I'm also like, dude, they're kids. Like things are gonna get chairs get broken.
Does he get the paint out and like fix the scuffs on the wall?
He doesn't do that, but he is very anal about the compost. That is
he's anal about compost.
And
you live in Decatur.
This is somebody.
He's a lesbian,
but he is a lesbian, and he drives a Subaru.
Yeah. Mystery solved.
Mystery solved. The funny part is he used to. I mean, Joel knew him from his previous life. Like he used to not be like this. Like he's getting older and softer and more lesbian. He used to be like hanging out at bars in East Atlanta. You know, going to Falcons games, throwing it back. And it's like
he's softening.
That's kind of nice.
How
long have y'all been married?
I think 23 years.
Wow.
20, we were 12 when we got married. I don't know.
Exactly.
It's like we've been like 5 different people since we've been married. Okay,
but how does he deal with your messiness? Okay, so does it bother him?
When we first got married, I didn't realize this. Like you kind of don't know what you're dealing with until you have to reflect it onto somebody else's life. Every time he stood up in our kitchen, he'd hit his head on a cabinet. And it's because I never closed a cabinet. I didn't, I grew up in a cabinet close optional sitch, and he would just he had dents and he was bleeding, and he's like, "You're trying to kill me." Oh my God! And so I tried to get better. And when we were first dating, he had a corner of his apartment where I was allowed to keep my things.
Okay.
I was not allowed to leave my purse near the door, my backpack. This was in Virginia when I was in college. So I had a corner. And then we moved in together, and so I got more space.
You got 2 corners.
Space, right? So at some point he admitted, he's like, I'm just in charge of my own office. He says, like, the rest of the house is for me to mess up, and he just kind of like puts the blinders on and like runs through the house and gets to his sanctuary.
Okay.
And then I'm not even allowed to put the mail on this chair in there because it drives him crazy.
Wait, this is now or then?
This is now.
This is now. Okay.
But he's softened. We went to the therapist. I've gotten tidier.
Yeah.
I
think you have to be.
With the kids and everything, and then trying to be a good partner.
Right.
Like I've gotten tidier and try to be aware of what I'm doing. But like I'm like, oh my God. For like a good 30 years, when I would go to people's houses and spend the night or whatever, I was probably just destroying all their stuff and not.
We all were.
After you've been, when you go to someone's house, and you spend the night at their house, do you strip the bed?
Oh, now, yeah.
Right? Did you ever
in my 20s?
Joel, do you even like young person? Do you? Is this something that would occur to you when you go to a friend's house and you stay the night? You say like, "Can I strip the bed? Can I start a load of laundry?" Yeah. Which they might think that you pooped in the bed. They might be like, "Oh, they got something."
Or started your period.
Started your period or hooked up or something. Like
now, if I go anywhere, I usually do stay at friends' guest rooms. I will offer like, "Do you want me to strip the bed?" But most of the time, they're like, "No, we're just gonna take care of it once you leave." But it is most. But this didn't start until a few years ago.
Right.
Also, most of the times up until like my mid 30s, I wasn't. My friends didn't have a spare room.
I was gonna say you're sitting on a couch. You're sleeping on a couch.
The futon.
Yeah, it's
Did
like,
you offer to make
I
the
got
futon?
super drunk and I fell asleep on your couch. Would you like me to strip
Fluff the pillows?
Yeah. I'm like, I sweated out all the whiskey on your couch. I'm sorry. I can Febreze it.
I feel like now I have friends where it's like everybody's trying to like. Well, there was a period where we were all being grown-ups in our 30s, and it was like trying to out-nice each other, like, and don't worry about stripping the bed, like, we'll get it. You know what I mean?
That's very Southern, maybe.
Yeah.
Or Midwest.
Yeah. Or just like, I'm feel like a grown-up woman, right? And now it's more like, already started it, or, hey, I'm too hungover to do it. Just, I know you have a housekeeper coming, just have them do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I have a bad habit of eating doves a lot.
Wait,
not okay.
I like you bite the heads off.
Not the bird.
She's like, yeah,
chocolates.
It's such a little naughty habit. I'm capturing birds and
dumb chocolates. Dumb feathers.
Doing
the
a little
feathers are
Ozzy Osbourne.
Chocolates, people. No, like I always eat 2 doves after lunch and usually a couple after dinner. Like I have to have my little chocolate.
I do that with these things called Benecals. They help take the cholesterol out of your bloodstream.
And you just bite the head off?
Yeah.
But I don't eat like a bag. I'm not a binge eater, right? But I always want a little
sweet
chocolate,
treat,
a little sweet, a
palate closer.
Exactly. But I was at a friend's beach house, and I had done that, and I accidentally got it on
the sheets,
the white bedspread, right? And she's a very good friend, and she's like, "What the Emily? You couldn't have just gone to the kitchen to eat this like a normal person. Like she knows the habit.
You're like a Willy Wonka character.
Yeah. Like I'm definitely I'm tidy, but also dirty. Like I have disposable contact, like daily.
Okay.
Daily.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Tell me what you do with them because my son has them too. What do you do with your disposable
contacts? Well, first
contacts?
of all, let me say this. I've had contacts in 6th grade, so very long time. Only had disposables the past 2 years. It is the most invigorating thing in the world because you just take them out anywhere.
Yes.
So I take them out, and
you're in bed.
I am a couch sleeper a lot too.
You sleep on the couch,
and it's not from drinking or marijuana.
You're like a teenage boy.
I am 100%. I think I'm narcoleptic. Like I can fall asleep anywhere.
Yeah.
Like once I'm tired, that's it.
Baby, power down. Beep, beep, beep.
I've been that way since I was like first one at slumber parties. Like I don't know how I'm doing stand up now. Like because I am a night Anyway,
just don't fall asleep driving. Oh my god.
No. That's why I have Doves to like shove in my mouth on the way home. But if you look behind our couch, it's
all contact lenses
and Dove wrappers.
You're just throwing them over your shoulder.
It's a joke with my oldest and my husband. They find them like different places in the house.
Are you flicking it?
100%.
You're just flicking it behind. And is it a wall back there?
Yeah.
Okay.
We have a round couch or like a semi-oval, so I'm kind of stretched out.
It's your own house. You know what?
But the thing is, I'm so anal about
everything else.
I'm anal about things.
Well, there's people.
I have so Jekyll Hyde in terms of I don't know.
I have friends. Okay, you have two. There's two kinds of clean people. There's clean people where you like. It's clean on the outside and you open the drawers and it's clean inside the drawers. And then there's people where it's clean on the outside and you open the drawer and you're just like, oh, a foot. Like, oh no. Is that a body part? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh
so
my gosh,
it sounds like you're the body part kind.
So, yeah.
Just hide your tracks.
Just hide. Yeah. I think that is it. Because they've literally found the contacts on their clothes, because they stick. But I'm telling you, someone that's worn contacts that long, it is so freeing.
To just pop them out and have to go get solution and stick them in the thing.
That's why I never take my makeup off at night now. Because I'm telling you, I have the worst habits.
Yeah, you are a teenage boy.
You're a teenage boy.
Yeah, don't brush my teeth.
Oh, seriously? Oh.
Sometimes.
I did sleep with my makeup on 2 nights ago, and it was the first time in probably 3 years I had done
That's
it.
incredible. I think that's so. And what happened? Why did you?
I just woke up and I felt glamorous. I was like, oh, my eyelashes look amazing.
No. I mean, why did you not at night?
Oh, because I had some cocktails.
Okay, yeah.
And it was like romance time.
Oh, okay. So. You put your Miss Santa costume on.
Yeah, it was Miss Santa Claus. We were checking the chimney for lice. I don't know what that means.
Is chimney?
That makes no sense.
Lice is always sexy. Did your kids ever get lice?
Oh, knock on wood, they never did.
Yeah.
Because I had it the whole time.
Well, you lived in a farm.
I probably still have lice right now. It was, yeah. And I had all this, I had big, thick hair my whole life. Yeah. And, it was a nightmare. But my son has the disposable contacts. And he'll take them out.
Tell me, sorry.
And what I can tell is he's like, you know how you sometimes will pick a boogie and stick it on your finger and flick it?
Yeah.
Joel, you a flicker?
What?
You flicker with the boogies?
I used to be, but now I don't because I have to clean
because he
house.
takes sheets off at friends' houses.
Well, I definitely as a kid was, but now I just go get like a napkin or a tissue.
Yeah, like a gentleman.
Because also I have to clean my house whenever it was my parents. I was like, whatever.
You ever open the car window and flick it out the window?
I've done that while driving.
I have a friend and she's like, I always pick my nose in the car, and she owns up to it. She's like, that's what the car is for.
I mean, I'm not a big nose.
I don't want to pick my nose in the car.
I notice my husband, if we're on a long, any kind of car trip, and we usually take my car because I have a van, he says he's not picking. He's like, oh no, it's a dry skin. And I'm like, no, that's picking your nose. And I'm like, you literally put it in the same spot on my floor of my car every single time, where I feel like it's like a pyramid pile of dry skin boogers. I'm like, can you just at least...
And he's supposed to be tidy.
The window. I know.
And a lesbian. Right. And a lesbian. That ain't right. That ain't right. Yeah, so my son just flicks them when he gets in bed, or it looks like maybe he's trying to get it off his hand and get it onto the table, but it's like a pile of them.
Okay, you want to hear something kind of gross.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Well, this is the gross versus tidy people episode.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, not that my daughter will ever listen to anything I do since they don't think I'm funny.
It's cringy, Mom. Cringy. That's what she's going to say.
It's her, what she does. So I used to be bad mom where, when you're like trimming their nails and you do it too close, right? I think.
Ooh.
I know people. Okay. And so sometimes I would accidentally like hurt her. You know, like
not on purpose.
Not on purpose at all. So then, and she's very independent. So once she was old enough, she's like, I'd like to do my own nails. But then she never would, right? So it was always this like, the age when they're like 3, 4, 5, just like, you're like, do what you need to do. Brush your teeth, whatever. Mm-hmm. So we finally figured out a way to make it work. This is so gross. So while I'm reading to her at night, she clips her toenails and her fingernails, and she's lying in the bed, and she puts them into a pile
in her belly button.
But they're all like Joel's face. He's like, I want to have kids.
The main thing I'm just thinking of is just the under the when you clip too low.
Oh, and it hurts.
Oh yeah. I mean, it was never that bad. She's a little dramatic, like her mom, but
that's not bad. Making it at least it's like a pile.
But it's like, most of the toe ones are like dirty, because she like doesn't wear sandals with like black.
She's out in the world, right?
So it's just this like pile of nails.
Where are the kosher places to clip your nails?
Oh, I love that question.
What's allowed?
I think in your bathroom, right?
Bathroom.
Over the toilet or over the sink, because sometimes they get stuck in the sink.
Over the trash can. Okay, so
are you just letting them fly around with all your contacts lens and your Dove wrappers? It's a tornado
on a book I've never read.
All around your house.
I feel judged right now. I thought you chose me to be on this.
I just bring people in here to be mean to him.
Yeah.
Okay, I would take let's say this is your book. My book on my bedside table that I never read.
Do you open it and make a tray?
No, I put it on top of the book and then I funnel that into the trash can.
Okay.
I do not agree with the sink.
A magazine would be better.
Yeah, I don't do sink. I usually just do over a trash can. I usually get like a small, like, somebody you have like in your office or like bedroom, like a small trash can, and then I'll just like, do right above it, and then I'll like clip and clip in place.
Yeah, but I'm a toe picker too. Like I love picking.
You do?
And like clipping and
really.
Remember Black Swan?
And her thing broke. Her toenail broke. And
it's a nightmare.
It's a nightmare. I have that nightmare. I'll try to go to sleep at night. I'll see it.
That's what you think about.
And I'm like, oh God. Oh,
so how do you clip your nails?
Well, I do it
she has an assistant do it.
She's like a dog where they put her under. She wakes up and she's like, they're
done. I got a full coat on. Like,
I gotta put her in one of those harness straps because she's gonna wiggle too much.
I got like oven mitts on my hand, duct tape to my hand.
That's honestly why she's sad that her youngest has gone to college. It used to take all 3 of them.
Right,
oh
right.
My God.
Yeah.
3 men to hold you down.
It's so like. I have a child that doesn't want to get their nails clipped. You have to chase them.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I was like, if you need to put them in your belly button, that is absolutely fine.
Yeah, that was a good compromise. My husband taught me this. You do it over the toilet, and then
toilets are good, easy.
And then you flush the toilet.
Okay, well, if we're gonna talk about that, let me just ask the question: where do you trim
the bush?
The bush.
In the shower? Where do you do yours?
Over the trash can.
Over the trash can? Is it a dry rub?
No. Oh my God, I never thought to do it in the shower.
Yeah, like
I have to do it right when I get out of the shower because it's still
okay. You can do like
that would be so much easier. That must be what my husband does because I always see it.
I do toilet because I don't want to clog up the
drain,
the shower drain.
Yeah, we have a special drain that you can pop off.
A pube drain.
Get the pube drain.
Yeah.
Is that a feature on the house when you sell a house? Like,
and here's hers in-ground pube drains.
And if you're Greek, it's like a bigger drain. The hair is like darker and thicker.
Yeah, that's right. It's like a whole colander from the kitchen. Yeah,
so you have shower scissors?
No, I do the razor, and I do my pits, I do my bits, and I do my legs, and I do my toes.
But are you like, okay.
So, okay. I know what you're talking about. So shave, you can shave the flanks, and then where the troops are, I just hold it up and razor across the top.
Oh, that's dangerous. It's dangerous.
The vigor in which your hand motion went, I'm sure that you're. But I was just like, I'm a little worried for your vagina right now.
I am too.
You're just like.
It's not that close. It's
picturing like a cheese grater.
Oh, have you ever gotten your knuckle on that? Ooh,
oh, that hurts. Once I was grating my feet. This is so gross.
You were grating your feet. Where were you doing this? Behind the sofa?
No. I was actually like a pumice. A pumice.
Okay.
But I was on the phone with my mom.
Getting your hooves clean.
And my mom goes, "Are you grating carrots right now?" And I was like, "No, I'm getting my feet."
ASMR.
Yeah.
Be good for sound effects, right? In the studio.
Yeah, I'm sure people would love to hear that.
Is this what makes me sexy?
Yes, I know we're very sexy.
I'm not surprised that you met your husband via improv.
No, we met in college.
Okay, there we go.
Before.
Oh.
And then he was just like,
you were dressed as a man. Yeah. He's like, I love this butch.
Exactly.
He's like, look at this little boy here. Oh, damn it, it's a woman.
Oh,
no.
Well, actually, my last serious boyfriend before him is now a priest. So I'm like, my friends are always like, well, yeah, you look like a little boy. So I'm like, oh. Like,
that's
ouch, because it's probably true. Okay.
No.
So you do your, I feel like the next time I need to trim my bush.
What do you use? Are you using scissors?
Yeah.
Kitchen?
No.
So they can go in the dishwasher?
Special.
How do you clean those?
Rubbing alcohol.
You have the dog lick it?
6 to 8 months.
Is it just like, is it the kind that you get
they're like
from the
Revlon or,
from the hairdresser kind where like there's shears?
Shears, yeah.
Pinking shears?
Yeah, I'm making it sound like I have like a ZZ Top bush. Actually, I don't grow a ton, to be honest. Is this too honest?
You're such a lady. I'm very impressed.
Well, I'm kind of blonde.
Yeah.
Right? And so, like... Once I was like, I'm just gonna grow it and see like how much I could. Like, could I even grow a 70s bush? Like, I don't think I could.
You were probably for a role, for a character.
Yeah, and it's only Meisner, So
like,
method acting. No, but I was like, I'm gonna grow it, and this was when my youngest was like 1 to 2, and I was in the shower, and you get like glass shower doors, and she comes up and she points and she goes, "Bush." I'm not joking.
She's reincarnated.
Bush.
She's reincarnated.
That's so funny.
Yeah, she was alive during the 70s.
Time to trim. Time to trim right now.
She can say, what, puppet? Or what does it look like to a child?
Well, what about your boys? Are they, like, does one take after you and one after your husband?
Oh, in the Bush department? What's
happening? No, let's pivot. No, what about your teenage son's Bush?
I make a lot of young man jokes on stage, too. I'm going to get in trouble. Are they tidy or messy?
They're tidy. No, they're messy. With streaks of tidiness every once in a while. They'll like get it together and clean up, but it's like once a year.
Is that pressure from one of y'all, or is it just they are feeling grown up?
I'm coming at it more with concern at this point. I'm just like, if I'm free on Sunday, if you need help, I can help you. This looks like a lot. This would make me feel overwhelmed.
I can't even step.
But they do their own laundry.
Oh, that's good.
Nothing. Yeah.
Give me some tips. Like, what age do they start that?
Great question. Oh, late middle school. I wanted them to, because this is a tip.
You're giving me hope.
When they go to college, a lot of things change all at once. Mm-hmm. Where they're living, what their school is, how they register for classes, their social situation.
Yeah. On the stress scale, everything
about their life is completely different, and you also don't want to pile onto that. Yeah. Now you have to learn how to do laundry.
Yeah.
And then it's like in these situations where they have to pay for each load, and they're like, let me just put it all in one load.
Right.
And then we put the fabric softener. Like someone was putting fabric softener in the dryer at the school. My son's allergic to fabric softener. He was getting a rash. You're not supposed to put it in the dryer.
Sure, it was
it's supposed to go in the washer. And my family, we are no fabric softener because we are allergic to everything. We have no dyes, no fragrance, no fabric softener. And then people are out there loose in the streets, softening their laundry and in a communal situation. This is a nightmare.
How dare them?
How dare them?
Did you write like the dean?
No, I haven't. I'm like, just try to find a different laundry place.
Yeah.
He's in a different apartment now where he has his own laundry.
He's in an apartment freshman year?
Well, they have him as like it's a big school. It's like the school owns it. But they have their own their own thing in the room.
Yeah.
Washer dryer. Yeah. All right.
Okay.
How do we feel about putting shoes on things? Like shoes on the comforter?
Oh, no.
Shoes on the countertop?
No.
So my tidy husband will do that. And I'm like,
Wait, he puts his shoes on
I've seen him put his shoes on the countertop in the kitchen. I'm like, I lick stuff off of there. My peanut butter doesn't have a top. You can't put your shoes that close to my peanut butter. And then
We call my dad Finger in the Jar, by the
finger
way.
in the jar. Oh.
That's his nickname.
That sounds sexual.
No, peanut butter jar.
How many fingers fits in your mom's jar? Did
No, we call my mom
stuff?
the Finger of Judgment because she used to be so tidy.
Finger judgment?
Finger of Judgment.
Finger of judgment. That
Yeah.
sounds like the middle finger.
I know. No, it was like, come to visit. Oh, you got dust. But now she's all like older and cool and like laid back.
She's chilled out.
She's
Yeah,
chilled out thanks to the perk.
She could have been reacting to her life and spiraling out using
I know,
cleaning,
and I
and then you
realize
married
that
your
now.
mother, and that makes sense. You always marry someone that you're related to.
Yeah. So no, we take shoes off pretty much when we come in, not always, but
Okay, the Japanese are the craziest about the shoe stitch.
correct. Yeah.
We were in
They're
Japan.
right, though. That's a good...
Well,
I mean, I was in a Japanese house, and they had like a foyer area that was kind of open, like it was like supposed to be like a vestibule, like nature-y.
Yeah.
So you would like, you would walk in, take your shoes off, put on slippers, walk in the slippers to go through the vestibule, take off your slippers, put on a pair of sandals that are walk 4 feet, get off of the sandal into another set of slippers, and then continue going. And I was like, whoa.
That's a lot.
How much of these people's lives are dedicated to shoe changing?
Shoe changing a lot. And especially when they used to be, no, wait, that's a horrible thing to say.
Okay. No. But we're not folding origami.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyways, I don't know if Japanese origami is Japanese. And then I was in Japan, and I already talked about this on the podcast, but I was in Japan, and they didn't have hand soap in the bathrooms. And I'm like, maybe you should focus on washing your hands instead of touching your shoes so much.
So what is it just like a bidet and then
they have a bidet for your bidet, and then you go to wash your hands in the sink, and you're like, oh, water's here. That's great. No soap.
Was it? And this was at every place, right?
Like the fancy restaurants had soap, but like the not fancy restaurants didn't have soap. The the parks. Word in Japanese parks didn't have soap.
I so wish I knew the word just to sound so smart
right
now.
I can't do it. So this I have a Japanese friend, and she came on. Her name's Aki. I have a great episode of her teaching me Japanese things, and I'm dyslexic, so it was fun.
Yeah.
But I'll send her pictures of my shoes in my suitcase, not in a plastic bag.
Oh,
and then she'll die. She dies.
See, okay, this is my problem.
Do you just put your shoes in your suitcase like an a-hole?
I'm an in-between person on so many things in life. I know not to just put them in, but I'm also not classy enough to put them in anything besides like a Kroger bag.
Well, yeah, that counts. That's good. She just wants.
But also like.
Do you carry? I do not put my shoes in bags. I just put them at the
try.
bottom of the suitcase facing down.
Yeah.
Because that's the bottom, and that's
Well,
where
there's
shoes
so many
go.
great bags now that have like, like overnight luggage bags, and there's like a special place for shoes at the
bottom. I think the
which is
most
lovely.
disgusting bathroom though in the entire world is the bathroom in the airplane. It's just covered in urine.
I just feel so.
Men need to sit down on the airplane. They can't stand up and pee and be hammered on the airplane. They can't do it. You can't. There's too many things. They need to sit down and pee on the airplane.
A bouncy, like an indoor bouncy place bathroom.
Oh,
I mean,
little
just
kids
remember
peeing everywhere.
I'm so glad we're out of that like gross little kid stage of just like
duties.
Just the random, like one of our favorite stories about our oldest daughter. She was in the bath, and again, just embarrassing my children, but she's like singing. She's like, "There's Maggie playing with her boat. There goes the boat. There goes the duck. And there goes some poop," and you're just like, and then you look down.
Oh, brown trout. Yeah,
right, you're
brown
like,
trout.
So that, I like getting out of
trout.
Brown trout. Sometimes
That
they wouldn't. The kids don't go to the bathroom the whole time you're on vacation. You get home, you put them in the bath. Boop. Oh, they needed that warm water on the beehole. A little reminder, relax and let things go. Yeah. I think that's the bidet. The bathtub is the bidet for the child.
It definitely. Oh, I got a question.
Dr. Spock says
I have
it.
a gross question.
Okay. And I'm going to find out what kind of nerd you are.
Okay. What if you were at like yoga or like a class, exercise class with a mat?
Of someone else's mat?
Well,
I
no,
can't
it
do
could
it.
have been the studios, but it's been cleaned.
Have you seen how they clean them?
I know.
They just spray them with like some
Yeah,
rosemary
fake.
essence and
Right.
some water.
Right.
It's clean now. Don't worry about athlete's foot or
Right.
herpes for the face. Cold sore town. No, I'm not using a public mat.
Well, okay, how about just at a gym if you saw like a hair?
Oh, that's
I don't
fine.
like a curly hair.
I'd be like, okay.
It wouldn't gross you out?
Okay. No, my husband's hairy, so I see hairs all day long.
Okay.
I've been desensitized.
Okay, okay. I feel like the hair
Exposure
kinda
therapy.
grosses. Yeah.
I know, like a pube. It's on the toilet,
You're
a little blow, and it's, make a wish, and okay, we're gonna find out what kind of nerd you are, sweet friend.
Okay.
Lovely chatting with you, by the way. Love it.
A very big nerd.
Did you ever get into Rubik's cubing?
No.
No. How about did your girlfriend? I'm just kidding.
Which one?
Did you go hard on yo-yos?
Oh,
Can you walk the dog?
No. I found like I sound so cooler than I was because I'm definitely not. I was not cool. My maiden name is Dora, and there's a kid that used to call me Emily Dorka,
Oh.
and that was high
You
school.
know what? You're Emily Dorka, you are welcome to be in our nerdy little chamber
Oh,
here.
I'm 100%
This is a safe
a nerd.
space, unless you're Zach, whose episode, I guess that was
Oh,
me.
I haven't gotten to listen to it yet. I just
came
saw
out
it
today.
came
Just
out.
roasted the shit out of him.
I did. I roasted the.
You
He's such a
did?
sweet
It
boy.
is so
I don't know
Well,
what
'cause he was
happened.
like, I like wrestling. She's like, ugh. And then
I like what?
He was like, I like wrestling and like
Oh.
anime and stuff. And she was like, little fucking dork ass bitch.
Yes.
I shoved him in a locker and made him
Yeah.
go home. No.
Oh.
Bless his heart. He was a sweet. He's like, don't come on this show. She's just mean to you. Okay.
Ooh, attack me more.
Okay. No, do you rock climb? You got the rock climbing figure. You'd be good at it.
I mean, I have, but not like a regular.
Pins on a jacket. Like in the 80s. Did you ever do a bunch of pins on the jacket?
Oh, I mean, I definitely had flair. Yeah, I've always, yeah.
Do you have
Same
a-
piece of gum for like 5 years,
What?
It wasn't
Oh,
really 5 years,
wait.
but like at least 2 or 3.
Wait, that's going back in the gross file.
Yeah.
Same piece of gum for what
I
is this?
probably
Is this
took
a game?
this from something. We were
What
on a-
is this?
You chew the same piece. Remember, I think Veruca Salt did it in...
The Charlie and the Chocolate
Yeah.
Factory. Again, we're back to Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I think you're a character from Charlie and the Chocolate
100%.
Factory.
We had a family trip to Pennsylvania and New York, and we had a video camera because it was, the late 80s, as you do. And my dad I would be the reporter in every town.
Oh, my
And I would have the
gosh.
same piece of gum. And I would be like, and
You
here
were
we are in Hershey, Pennsylvania.
Oh my God.
And here we are at FAO Schwartz, and I'm going to spend your money, Dad. Like,
And you're holding the gum while you're on screen. The gum is like a character. It's a
same.
bit. So you're
It's a
doing a bit.
Yeah.
And how old were you?
like 5th grade.
5th grade.
No
doing bits.
eyebrows. I mean, I still have no eyebrows, but
Did you pluck them? What happened? Why do you have no eyebrows? Or you're just too blonde?
it's like the only thing that actually stayed. Like I get highlights, but this stayed. Yeah, I mean, this has pencil on it now.
I have to draw on mine. Yeah. Okay. Do you ever play a musical instrument? Not guitar because that's for cool people.
I did not.
Okay. Chess?
Not very good at it.
Rollerblading. Rollerblading in a tank top with your gum.
Roller skate. Lots of roller skating.
Roller skating in a bikini with the gum.
I don't know about bikini because I was self-conscious as a kid,
Yeah, I hear you.
but definitely like roller. I mean, yeah, but like wouldn't get asked to couple skate at the skating parties.
Oh,
at
skating
Champs,
parties.
Do you remember? I was telling my daughter she in her PE class they're having a roller skating unit this week. I'm like, your
A
PE?
unit?
They had frisbee golf last week. I'm like, I want to be
That
in
sounds
6th grade in
fun.
2024.
We had a thing, like this thing would go from town to town and they'd bring
You mean
rollers-
village to village?
Village to
Village
village.
to village.
They'd bring roller
Minstrels.
skates for all the children to rent. And you got like the permission slip and the $7.50. So it includes
to
a pizza.
get the athlete's foot by
After
just
school.
putting the same
Yeah.
shoes on.
After school, you could get a piece of pizza and roller skate around
Oh, it's so. I mean, those.
in the gym.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Roller skating's come back in. There's a place in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Where
There is a place in Atlanta.
Oh, and it's part of Black culture too. Like there's been like a bunch of different roller skating places in Atlanta, and they can do all the tricks and stuff. And, it's really lovely.
Cascade and all the movies and
Yeah, I didn't know. Someone
Do you roller skate?
A Uber driver was telling me about that. I have roller skates, and when we moved into our house before we put the carpets in, we roller skated around the house. And I got roller skates for the kids.
Oh, that's so fun.
And they have pink wheels, and I've had them since I was a teenager.
Oh,
and
that's so fun.
I used to
decorate
the Christmas tree wearing my roller skates. And you have to be careful.
As a kid?
Yeah, as a teenager.
My God.
So I wouldn't roll over the ornaments, but it got me like at least like 4 inches
little
higher.
You could do the next row.
Yeah, and I would like go up and down the stairs in my roller skates. But luckily they were carpeted, so I didn't bust it completely.
Did you have Get in Shape Girl? Do you remember that?
What's that?
Oh my God. What year did
I'm 47.
Okay, I'm 44.
Okay.
So it was like this is again now I'm like, this is so fucked up. This is why my head is the way it is. They had this thing that came out called Get in Shape Girl. And there was like a cassette that you played with music, and then it was like a baton with like a long ribbon.
Oh,
and
baton with a ribbon all day, all night.
Right, but they were like $30 for a baton with the ribbon. But mine was lavender, and you would like,
dance.
But I could see you on your skates, like
absolutely. I had a baton, no ribbon, and I would just baton and roller skate in my basement where my parents kept me.
I think you need you need a like on location episode
from the roller skating rink
on the belt line with your skates on,
with my skates on and a ribbon. I would love a ribbon. And then I used my baton. I was tie dyeing something, and I used my baton to stir the dye, and so one end of it turned purple. I miss that baton.
Aww.
I took a baton class.
Really?
In the church basement.
Yes! Oh my God. I did a lot of bad things in the church basement.
Oh, did you ever do a lock-in, and did you get
that's
the
when
Holy
my first
Spirit?
Cigarette, like first, I think I got felt up.
Okay, Louisville.
Oh,
You got felt up in the basement of a church?
Was it Jesus? Or maybe it was on a bus.
Like a church bus?
On a mission trip.
On a mission trip.
I was like, I love going to youth groups.
Yeah, I know you're not religious, Amy, but a lot of horniness.
I'm not either anymore.
A lot of horniness happens on the youth group stuff.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know that's where you go to be the cool kid.
Why do you think we don't go to church now? Because I'm like, I don't want
keep these kids
girls
like,
exposed.
Whoa,
that is like my biggest fear is that my daughter comes home and is like, I want to join Young Life, and I'm going to be like, absolutely
not. Well, I would imagine a religion that's so centered around a woman's virginity.
Right.
That's a lot of virgin talking for let's not talk. That's her private business.
Mm-hmm.
Can we just talk about? I don't know, animals or fruit.
I thought you were going to say anal.
You're like, don't just focus on the vagina, honey. There's so many other holes.
So many places
oh my gosh.
to explore.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay. Star Wars or Star Trek?
Star Wars.
Star Wars, yeah. Do you have a pair of fairy wings?
I have my daughters that I would wear.
That counts, I'll allow it. Do you have a cape? I bet you have a red cape for Mrs. Claus. I bet you have several capes.
I have lots of capes.
Lots of capes.
She
lots of wigs.
Gawked at you. Like, who do you think I am?
Yeah.
Right? Do you have a perfect attendance award?
Oh my gosh! I did until I had to go to my great grandmother's funeral.
Oh, Grandma
Grandmother Owen at the end of 5th grade.
Oh, Grandma
5th grade.
Owen.
Like that's
an excused absence. I'm sorry. I think you should still be in the running.
It was the end of 5th grade. I was so proud of myself, and it's so sad because those would never happen now with school lockdowns and COVID and all the things.
Oh, but no, yeah, all of the ADD and ADHD testing they have to go to.
Right.
No one's at school.
No one's at school.
Everyone's at their doctor's appointments.
Right, exactly. Or therapy or
physical therapy, because the backs are all screwed up from sitting so much.
But yeah, it was end of 5th grade, and then a couple years ago I actually remembered it, and I asked my dad, I said, was I a dick about it when I had to go? And he said, I don't remember.
Was it his mom that died?
It was his grandmother.
His grandma?
Yeah.
Wow, so your great-grandmother.
Oh yeah, I had Kentucky. We start things young. Oh. We start things young.
Every 16 years there's a new generation.
My great-grandmother did not pass till I was a senior in high school.
Wow.
I had a business for a long time. It was named after her. Anyway, another story. But yeah, he was like, I don't remember, and I'm pretty sure that means that I was a jerk about it.
Yeah, you were breaking your streak.
Have to go.
You were committed to your character.
Exactly.
The best student ever.
Right, I really was.
Yes, and
I was Eddie Haskell. That's what the award I got in 8th grade was.
they called it Eddie Haskell.
They were like,
that's a slur.
Eddie. I know.
He was the smarmy guy on Leave It to Beaver.
Because they were like, you anyway.
dork. We're like, yeah. They're like,
I know.
oh, here you
Isn't
go.
that me?
Here's the award
The
for the
principal
dork.
awarded me that.
Eddie Haskell. Mm-hmm. Did you dress as Eddie Haskell
I
when you were
should've.
drinking?
I should. I almost came as you today, and then I was like, what am I gonna just wear my own clothes? Like we both have blonde hair. Like
oh my God.
I don't have cute glasses, but
you're like
I'm
an SNL
busy
character.
throwing my contacts out all over the place.
You're amazing.
I was also on the radio. In like 3rd grade. We were the only. I went to like a K through A school that was. It was basically like a private school, but it was in its own little school district, kind of like a village. And we were the only school in the whole state that had school because of like a huge snowstorm. And so I was on the radio, no, not the radio, the TV news, like talking about, this is so unfair that all these other kids get out and our school, Anchorage, is the only school in the state to have to attend.
Yes.
And it's like, or because you're a spoiled brat that can walk to school because it's so close and there's no buses in your tiny bratty school system.
There was no country kids.
Well,
Or the country kids ride in on the tractor.
Right. Anyway,
I'm on your side. I think
indignant.
Did the students put you on their shoulders and march you through the streets? Because that's accurate. If you're the only one that has to go to school, that's not fair.
It's not fair.
We would never. I grew up near Canada.
Right.
They never shut school.
Yeah.
I have slid in a car every direction.
I'm sure.
Uphill, downhill, sideways, backwards. Like, hope this turns out okay. Twirling. One time I was twirling on a patch of ice.
On your skates while you were decorating the village tree.
The village tree. And then another student thought this was a good idea to just try to go by me and go up the driveway to get out of school. We're all trying to get to lunch. Yeah. Schools are wild. Okay, I figured out what kind of nerd you are. Okay,
so your system.
I'm diagnosing you.
Please, I love you.
I'll give you a permission slip since you missed school today.
I am such a rule follower to this day.
Yeah, no, I feel like you are a SNL, Saturday Night Live actor.
Oh, okay, I'd love
IRL, in real life. Like, you are ready for a wig, you're ready for a mustache, you're ready to do a guy, a girl, a character, let's go, yes, and improv all the way, skits and bits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Say the things.
Take your gum on tour with your video camera.
Let's see, I wrote a term paper on the Golden Girls growing up.
Oh, my gosh. What was that
about?
How
they defied ageism in sitcoms, because most sitcoms would always put older people in like a really bad light and like the butt of jokes, where instead these ladies, and this, my friends make fun of me. They're like, you think you like set the trend on liking Golden Girls? And I was like, I loved Golden Girls way before it got trendy again.
To like them. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So.
Did you do Designing Women?
I do like Designing Women.
Designing Women.
This is good. I mean, I would say Golden Girls over Designing Women, but.
Right. I used to watch Golden Girls with my grandma.
Oh, see, I love. Did you watch any soap operas?
My babysitter watched These Are the Days of Our Lives.
Okay, yeah, that came on at I think
so
2
for
or
one
1.
summer I did.
Oh, okay.
And then we suntanned with oil outside and had Capri Suns. It was pretty awesome summer.
Yeah, it's the best. I watched All My Children, and I would get home from like morning kindergarten, because we all had to go for like 3 hours then.
Kindergarten used to be half day, and your parents could pick if they wanted the morning
or the afternoon. Yes, it was the best.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd go to morning kindergarten, and we'd get home. My mom would make me tuna fish on crackers. Oh. So just like plain tuna and mayonnaise on saltines, right? Yeah. Just lunch of champions.
I will do that today.
Me too.
I've upgraded to the stoned wheat crackers.
Oh, yeah, and probably like a fancier tuna fish than like Starkist.
No, I'll do
you're still good
Starkist.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we would watch All My Children together.
Oh,
and I'm like,
you learn a lot.
I'm like, this, and she has I'm like, do you realize all the reasons I could get in trouble for that today? Like, I could never do that, And Erica Kane, who is Susan Lucci, you know who that is?
She sounds familiar. She's the one who's like been on forever and always gets nominated and never wins.
Correct.
Yes.
Correct. That's Susan Lucci.
She's like the butt of every joke now.
But she was awesome. She was like the main lady on all my children. Beautiful woman. I saw her at the airport a couple years ago.
Oh, wow.
And of all
were you dressed as her at the time?
That would have been amazing. No, but her dead twin sister. No, I'm just kidding. But I just dorked out so much. I just went up to her and I was like, I just have to tell you, like, I used to come home from morning kindergarten and I would watch and I call, it was the Erica Kane show to me. And like, I was like, you were one of the reasons I started liking to act. And she just goes, so I have a flight to catch. And she didn't say it in like a rude way. It was like, who's this crazy bitch?
Yeah. That's good, right? I think sometimes celebrities need practice how to talk to a fan.
Yes.
So
that's my nerddom.
Yeah.
So I'm a SNL nerd. I mean, I like that. I'll take it.
You're a character.
Okay.
And you're a character that's walking around in a human's body.
Oh, not like I'm on SNL.
No, you
like
are.
I am one of the people.
The character keeps changing.
Okay.
It's like Amy Sedaris energy. Like she can do anything with her face and her outfits and stuff. Yeah, you're very funny. All right, thank you so much for being on my podcast.
Thank you, Joel. Thank you, Amy. You are such a doll. Hugs is so fun.